Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are ready to get dragged. I'm Anna Rumor with Pop Culture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from comicbook.com.
And this is Dragged, where we talk about our unfiltered opinions about Drag Race, because we don't get cute, we get drop dead gorgeous. Now, Nick, we are going in today on Season 2, Episode 4 of RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race, and we are doubling down with some iconic queens. We've got 𝐒𝐿𝐴, we've got Violet Chachki, we've got the Reverend Dr. 𝐒𝐂𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵. What did you think just top of the line about the episode?
I was all in. I feel so goofy because we were talking about what kind of competitions we could have, what kind of categories, and I completely forgot that duets were a possibility. There's always a challenge where a queen helps either a member of the crew or like a family member or someone special to them and turns them into a version of themselves. And we got to see that here with the celebrities. So that was exciting. Like I said, I completely forgot this was an idea. I was all in. I was like, yes.
I honestly forgot too. I truly had no idea that they were going to bring in these people, let alone this caliber of queens. I mean, we've got some high profile people.
Donna Belissima, I'm all in, but last week it was clear that she was missing that bit of ganache. So yes. Luckily, 𝐒𝐿𝐴 was the one who ended up helping her. And you should definitely see I believe it was the All-Stars before the winners where she did that Barbie girl lip sync.
Oh my gosh.
It was iconic.
So good. What a lip sync assassin.
Yes. So she was the perfect one to work with Donna, and they noticed it this week too with Donna's lip sync was really on the money. So
yes.
I'm curious, how did you think about it?
So they did What a Man, which is always a win for me. That song is just so much fun. And Donna and 𝐒𝐿𝐴, the Reverend Dr. Certified Forklift Operator 𝐒𝐿𝐴, they were so much fun together. You could just tell they had chemistry, and it really felt like a performance that I would pay to see at a club. It felt very polished, and they were just so much fun together.
And Donna needed that confidence. Like I've said before, she was the whole package already. She just needed that little extra bit. And now I can't wait to see her in the rest of the competition. I'm excited. This is phase 2 for Donna Belissima.
I agree. I mean, she was talking a little bit in the before package about how her own body image issues were maybe holding her back and kind of bubbling up to the surface, which I can totally get getting into drag for the first time.
Absolutely.
But she was showing body yaddy yaddy. She looked so comfortable and really in her skin this week. It was a really good change to see.
This is Donna Belissima. So it's clear that she's been feeling it more and more each week, and now it's the floodgates are open. Let's see what's coming next. Chakra 7, Eureka O'Hara was an interesting pairing for her. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was happy to see Eureka, but was surprised. always love seeing Eureka.
Yes. The pairing was interesting, although I did think that it matched whenever they explained it a little bit more. Chakra was saying she really wanted to get more into storytelling, and I do feel like Eureka's lip syncs always tell a really beautiful story. I mean, throwback to whatever of the 25 seasons they've been on, that they did this beautiful lip sync for their mom, and I remember being brought to tears for that one. So I did think it matched up in that way, but at first I was the same way where I was like, interesting, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was the right move. We will be completely honest here. After last week, I was like, oh, Chakra 8, Chakra 9, Chakra 10 came out. But now we went back to Chakra 5, Chakra 4. And, it's as much as I love the idea of the bird story and flying, it was missing that. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's just be blunt about it.
Sorry.
It was missing something. It was missing something. It really was.
It was missing. I mean, I get that they're doing fly, bird, but they're in full latex bird costume in cages. And I didn't really get what they were trying to do there, you know?
It's not going as far as like Crystal Method with it, where she's like spitting into like her baby birds' mouths and like, you know.
And we love that one.
So compared to last week, it was really, it was kind of a bummer. I was a little bummed.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. Honestly, I mean, we'll talk about the results at the end, but I thought that Chakra from the beginning, I was like, she's going to be in the bottom this week. And she managed to flap her little way out of the bottom. So apparently not. Yeah. What do I know?
We have a Thirsty Von Trapp, unfortunately, who made it to the bottom, which is surprising because she was teamed up with 𝐿𝐴, who, you know, is
my favorite queen.
I was like, yes, here comes the fun. And
right.
It was what Thirsty needed, that little bit of story, that little bit of fun, that camp that Thirsty's been missing.
Absolutely. I mean, them doing Let Me Blow Your Mind as the real housewives of RuPaul's Drag Race was so silly and weird and irreverent. It felt really fun to me. I didn't really see why Thirsty was in the bottom at all. I really enjoyed the performance, even if the dresses were very, you know, Whoville.
You know what? Maybe that was it. I don't know. I don't know what the disconnect was either. I was very surprised, especially after, like, in the opposite way. Like, Thirsty last week seemed to be coming on the up and up, and now, like, she was building on that, but it wasn't enough, apparently.
And I really thought that she matched 𝐿𝐴's energy, which is tough to do because 𝐿𝐴's energy is so deeply unclockable. But I thought that she was really holding her own alongside her, and it was just, it was fun to watch. And for me, especially with these first-time drag queens, that's pretty much all I'm looking for is this fun? Are you giving me star quality? And I was getting that all from Thirsty.
Very surprising. Poppy Love and Morgan McMichaels, another great team up that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I mean, she looks pretty good for a dead queen.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's been a while, but so they did point out that Poppy was missing that little bit of zazz, that little bit of spice still, which you know, which I get it, but Morgan really brought it out of Poppy. And like, after last week of Chakra nearly giving birth on stage to now get a full maternity room, to now get it is, that's chef kiss. You can't plan that stuff. Incredible.
I mean, putting the boy is mine and making it like the yassification of the delivery room is so weird. And again, very drag in that it's just like, both why are we doing this and why haven't we done it before?
Perfect. Just perfect stuff. And like, I do agree that maybe we should have got a little more spice at the end, as suggested.
Yeah, make out. There have been no makeouts on this show yet, and I'm disappointed.
That would have been it. That would have absolutely been it. It was such a fun performance, and it's another good layer for Poppy. Like, she's evolving. We got to keep an eye on her too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm really seeing Chick LaFaaye and Poppy kind of pull away from the competition at this point. And as much as I love Donna and stan Donna, I do feel like those are the two that are really just on the up and up throughout this competition.
Millie Von Sunshine, who unfortunately had another buckle this week. Unfortunately, she got paired up with the most recent champion, which is like tough. Like, ooh, okay. And I kind of feel like maybe if they switched places, maybe it would work. Like if Millie came out second during the Nicki Minaj part, maybe.
It was weird because this was the only lip sync where, you know, Millie was really out there for a while before Gottmik came out. And I think that maybe things would have been different if they were both on stage together the entire time like everyone else, or most of the time like everyone else. Because it felt very like we were just waiting to see Gottmik. And that's not a great way to start your performance. Also, no shade to Gottmik, love Mick, but she's not the best lip syncer, so it's kind of you're starting at a lower level anyways.
Mick won on the style and the presentation and the queendom of it all, but you know, and
of course, the looks.
You know, and that's the one thing Millie doesn't struggle with. Millie comes out with great looks each week, and this was another one. It's just, unfortunately, it just wasn't all the way there.
I was looking at Mick the entire time, and that is really not good if you're doing a duet. It's just my eyes being glued to the person who is not being actively judged.
Yeah, and then, and Mick had the her complete face, and like, that was another thing too, where I was like, oh, you didn't at least match Mick's face? Like that, in a normal competition week, they would say, oh, your sister doesn't look so much like you. Your sister's missing that little part of you.
Right.
And that's what came out, unfortunately. And it made sense why she was in the bottom two. 𝐏𝐿AFAYE, who comes in right after with Violet Chachki, and blows the roof off the place.
I lost my mind. They do When You Believe. And at first, they come out and they're in these really, glamorous but kind of simple gowns, and they're doing just the diva thing. And at first I was like, oh no, is this gonna be a flop? And then you notice the subtle comedy that they're doing this entire time, where they're these like sparring divas, and then it escalates and they start ripping each other's sleeves off the bottom of their dress, and their faces are so funny the whole time. I was obsessed with it. What did you think?
I was in. Give me Prince of Egypt realness. Give me, I forget, was it Grammy Awards? Where, with they wore the same outfits. It was, they wore those brown dresses. I totally forget. I remember where I was. So, I'm dating myself here.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, same.
but seeing 𝐏𝐿AFAYE pull that off with Violet, and the two of them, like, we've talked Park and Bark before, but this is how you do it, this is how you do it.
It's all in the face.
It's all in the face. It's all in that 𝐏𝐿AFAYE's little bits of humor that they keep mentioning, but like, I love it. That's part of the whole deal. And I was 100% sold. All in.
100%. What a great pairing too. I loved having Violet back on the show. I was kind of shocked to like see her back on the show, just because, she's in and out and she's got her own stuff going on. But I am just reminded why her energy is so much fun, especially when she's interacting with the other queens.
Yes. Calling attention to the fact that, they were all catty and, you're not drag queens yet because you're not constantly fighting is great stuff. Good for Violet. No wonder she won, right?
I know. I love that moment too. They were all like, no, we've been really nice. And she's like, all right, cool. That's not drag, and I thought that was very funny, because it's true.
𝐏𝐿AFAYE did deserve the win. That win was also not a surprise. It made 100% sense, yes.
100%. I mean, 𝐏𝐿AFAYE is a powerhouse. There were a couple really good entries this week, but hers really stood out above and beyond the rest of them. And as we mentioned kind of before, Millie and Chakra, or not Millie and Chakra. I thought it was going to be Millie and Chakra, but it was Millie and Thirsty.
Yes, that was the surprise. That was absolutely surprising.
Clearly, I watched the episode. I wrote down not Chakra, and I'm still saying, I'm like, it was Chakra in my mind. In my mind, it was her lip syncing for her life. But no, I'm wrong. Oh my God.
Lip syncing to My Life Would Suck Without You, and it really says a lot that it's tough that the one with who we believe, quote unquote, right, believe has the Glee experience with that song specifically, unfortunately she, Thirsty was telling the story. Thirsty had the lip sync story, so
it's tough. That's why I wasn't super surprised when Millie got sent home. And I was double not surprised whenever it turned out to be Jenna Ushkowitz from Glee, because it just clearly was her. It looked like her, sounded like her.
It took me a few weeks to finally really sink in. And then by now, now I can say, oh yeah, totally. I saw it coming all along. No, you called it. Congratulations, you did it. I'm giving you full credit for that.
I just think it's so funny that we don't know yet, but I think that 𝐏𝐿AFAYE is Kevin McHale from Glee. So we've got two Glee people on the show. They host a podcast together. They have to know it's each other, right?
I would assume, they're talking like this whole time, right? Like, we've thought about this, and if they're spending so much time in these prep rooms and getting ready for their particular performances, they have to cross paths with each other. I don't think they're a secret from one another.
I can't imagine. I would recognize you if we were sitting in drag next to each other.
Absolutely. See, but then again, I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, Anna?
What are you doing here? So that is this week's episode. Next week, I'm excited to see what we get. I thought this was a really good episode. I thought it was strong.
Me too. I'm having a lot of fun here, especially getting to talk about it with you and getting to see the celebrities evolve each week. I can't wait to see where we're at in the finals.
Yes. Who are your top two for now?
Of course, Donna Belissima, but it's probably Poppy Love and 𝐒𝐿𝐴. Like, let's be honest here, the clear front runners.
Yeah, I agree. I could see maybe Poppy starting to stall out and Donna replacing her, but maybe not. That's just hopeful thinking because I love Donna.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it always happens. Someone peaks really early on, and then late in the game, a dark horse comes out and wins. So let's still hold out hope for Donna.
We're rooting for you, Donna. We love you. We'll have to keep watching together and chatting about it. So everyone, tune into Dragged every week. We'll be here to chat and talk drag with you.